I don't know how this is going to work. So, as always, I'm just going to test out the stream. Of course, 2 2 1 2 2 2 1 2. It doesn't seem to be double anything. Okay. With that, I think I can go, hello everyone and welcome back to the Ace Attorney Investigations Collection! Now I know what you're wondering, what am I doing with this, with the microphone? Well, essentially, my microphone hasn't broken per se, one of the connectors has broken, which means I can't connect my microphone to the PS5, meaning at this current moment in time, my regular microphone doesn't technically work. I've ordered a new part, so that's okay. So for the time being, well, for today, I've got this microphone. In theory, it shouldn't matter too much. Yes, in the last episode, we had started episode 4, Turnabout Reminiscence. We're going to jump straight back into it with the murder of Mr. Mackrell. Here we are, Mr. Mackrell and Mr. Bern Faraday. Mackrell being a suspect in embassy staff killing, and also accused Bern Faraday of being the Yatagarasu. They both ended up dead. We've now been put on the case, along with a very young Franziska von Karma. So we'll see. So our first port of call is Franziska going, Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Rell survived for a little while. Do truly, but Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. I have the murder report right here. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously of shock due to being stabbed in the chest. There, you see, it's been documented, clear as day. Hold it! Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell before he died. Do you have any basis for that statement? Your foolishness has no end, does it? I hate to repeat myself, however. Mr. Faraday died instantaneously. That's all the basis I need. Alright, so if Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, then he must have attacked Mr. Rell before being stabbed. You're finally beginning to catch on, I see. Hold it! So you believe that dying Mr. Rell stole the knife from Mr. Faraday? I'm actually going to come a little closer today. Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So the two men struggled. And in the end, Mr. Rell is able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound. Can you really say that it's perfect? What are you insinuating? Nothing. However, I can't let what you said slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise. So if you could append that statement to your testimony. Fine. Objection! Oh, for God's sake. Oh, wait, no. Hold it. No. Okay. About this statement, Mr. Rell used all of his remaining strength to take the knife and defend himself, but can easily see that they had a violent struggle. Of course, it's nothing compared to what my riding crop can do. How does one compare the damage her crop can do with the state of this room? Furthermore, all the plastic bags on the floor in this room were scattered there due to the fight. Is there anything else I can explain for you? No, that will be fine. Objection! He Didn't hear a sign of a struggle. Notice how is it orange, sir? If the two men were fighting, the struggle would have been surely caused quite a bit of noise. With like this. See, there was quite a lot of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing. Ha! You place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of argument, let's say there wasn't a fight. How then did Mr. L get his hands on the knife? Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in the lobby. It is not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. L saw a chance and took it out at some point. So, what you're saying is this. Mr. L took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. L after being stabbed? Isn't there something strange in Francisca's statement just now? Wait, something doesn't add up. Oh, really? It's simply not possible Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. Bell after being stabbed.
Take that!
No, burn mark. According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. Ergo, he could not have possibly fired the gun after that. Oh, you got me. But of course. Well then, if the report is correct and there is only one correct explanation, we suppose that Mr. L attacked first, so Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. L. Therefore, Mr. L must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot. Then they both died. That is the only explanation that makes logical sense. Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Francisca. I just wanted to explain it to you as simply as possible, before you foolishly propose a foolish duvelli that only a foolish fool like you could. How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid, and still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you. Francisca, you've still a ways to go. Sorry, no, Francisca, you've still got a ways to go. If anyone if anyone recognizes that reference, proud of you. What are you talking about? Oh, saying there's a flaw in my logic? Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, and the fact that he did is what gives rise to the contradiction in this scene. The contradiction here in this crime scene is... Let me get this straight. What you're arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Rell. Then the wounded Mr. Rell found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot and Mr. Rell died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a look at the order in which their bodies are piled. No! Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Rell's. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have died before Mr. Faraday. Impossible! Yes, I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means the real mystery behind this crime scene that we must solve is... God damn it! No, not so fast, Miles Edgeworth. What now? I simply think that you ought to think a bit more outside the box. And that it's even clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. She sure bounced back quickly. That explanation won't be enough this time. It's going to take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong. It was just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Wilder's. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest as they fell in the opposite order. I I just know that Francesca's explanation isn't absolutely correct. What I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, I can then present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction.
Hold it! Objection!
About that, okay. Placing someone's testimony in order to gain some time to think. You're a real one-trick pony, aren't you? It's too bad your trick only works on fools. That wasn't my intent. I simply wish for more details as to how Mr. Fire ended up on top of Mr. Rell. Someone's impatient. I was just about to explain everything to you, so do you think you could hold on for a minute? Yeah. Francisca, I'll make you a deal. I'll hold on if you hold on to that whip of yours. Oh, I'll hold on to it all right. It's like very pure. Well, now that you've quieted down a bit, I'd like to continue if you don't mind.
Hold it!
We do fell on top of each other, and we found it to be just a bit strange. Not at all. I can see it in her eyes. She's dead set against me from the bottom of her heart. Now, there's once I'm down here, you'll see there's nothing strange at all. Now, the two men fell into a pile.
Hold it!
What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday has the two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Well while holding both the knife and the revolver, and then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Well grabs the knife as he's falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. That is how Mr. Well wound up on top of the wound up on the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. Of course, friends, that is more than possible. Yes, it's possible, but well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you've got. Oh, I will. And to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just said to your testimony. I don't see any point to that, but as you please.
Objection!
No burn marks! So you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Just as it is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of a handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rell's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Rell and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. Now, 2 bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance that Mr. Rell moved that far after being shot, there is only one possible explanation. What a completely foolish line of foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool! If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with his intent to kill, huh? Who? The person that attacked first with motive's intent. Well, that would be... Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can only be one explanation. There was a third person here. It was that third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell, and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person is the real culprit. Mars Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing. Evidence, correct? Exactly. Everything you've said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime? Of course. If a third person was truly here, that fact would resolve the glaring contradiction, and prove that this has all been a setup made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place. What is the piece of evidence that proves there's a third person involved? Shit.
Did you read it?
Read what? Read what? Humongous what? I'm thinking either the pen or the bag, surely.
Take that!
No, it must be the bag then.
My comment from Flats episode.
No. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Ah. Didn't come up. There's no voice? Really? Hang on a minute then. Wait. Hang on a minute then. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I know what it is. Yeah.
No commentary gameplay.
Essentially, what happened was, yeah, it's no commentary gameplay. What happened was, so, hang on. All of this used to connect my microphone to my PS5. When it's like I didn't realize it wasn't working until like later on in the day when I couldn't see a light, because I'm pretty sure there was a light on the actual thing on this, because when there's a light on this it basically means it's working, right? And so what must have happened is it was working, but then something happened literally before I started live streaming where it just stopped working. So essentially that's why I'm currently using this microphone instead of my normal microphone, because I'm waiting for basically a new one of these. Essentially, I am also looking at getting a brand new microphone as a whole. Still going to keep the one I normally use, but I'm looking to get a newer, more professional microphone. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with that one. Because it is spenny. There we go. Do you think you could explain it to me? No. Oh, well, I have no idea how it's related. Could you please explain it to me, at least? Yes, well, let me guess. You can't explain it, can you? Which is really annoying, actually. I'm really kind of upset that that's stopped working, literally. Because I know there was a light on it as I put it in to the PS5. So, like I say, this stopped working just as I was beginning to live stream. So that's a little bit annoying, but it is what it is sometimes, you know. But yeah, at least we're getting somewhere though, right? You know? It would appear that I was wrong, but there is definitely a contradiction here. And it should resolve itself if there's truly a third person here. I need to go over the evidence and my thoughts once again.
Take that!
Yeah. The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items point to the presence of a third person. How so? Well, recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I was in a hurry the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground, meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them all around. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for the moment, there's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Then, by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence by wrapping them in a cute little bow. Oh, not that kind of presents. Shit. Not that high. Not that high either. Jesus Christ. Still no. So, it'll do. Looks like we've still got a long way to go in this investigation.
Mr. Yatagatsu is here.
I was gonna say, Mr. Yatagarasu. Not Mr. Rell, Mr. Burn Faraday, fucking hell. Yes, because it's K Faraday, isn't it? K Faraday, Yatagarasu, or apparent Yatagarasu, Burn Faraday, the father. Anyway, yes.
Detective is also Yatagatsu and you.
I was gonna say, I remember you being Yatagarasu. I don't remember the detective. I don't remember the detective being the Yatagarasu, but I remember Callisto you as Yatagarasu. Also, Judge is Angie. Angie Judge. What the heck's up with you, pal? Mr. Bad, I advise you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What? What's the meaning of this? Looks like you're not man enough to just say discipline your eyes to bargain hats. Don't you dare. The detective claims he was there standing in front of the door the entire time, but I have a good authority, there's no gentle lie. Miss Hugh. As you please explain that last statement. I'll let his honor explain it himself. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time where there was no one in the hallway. What? See, Mr. Bad? So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time would have fabricated such a lie? Gumshoe, did you? Did you kill Faraday? No! Of course not, sir! It appears that Savannah sets his whole crime scene up as a detective, which basically renders his testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Myers. So the whole time I didn't hear a single string people struggle.
Doesn't even know how to use gun.
I was gonna say, Gumshoe doesn't know how to use a gun. This is hashtag not sponsored, I just have Fanta. Okay? Hashtag not sponsored. I'm not big enough for that yet. I'm not famous enough for that yet. Was this statement really lying? Did a Gumshoe and a suspect in the murder of two men? Now spit out the truth or so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time. Detective Bard, I ask that you please don't act without my permission.
Yatagatsu and the review of betrayal.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. Again, I remember little bits of this game. Like, again, it's been a while since I played this game. It's been a long time since I played this game. So I remember little bits of this game. The first game, again, second game, obviously never got released out in the West, so I wouldn't have a clue. But this game, again, I remember little bits, just dots here and there. After all, I am not the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly. Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Ankama, after all. Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about?
No longer.
I suppose the one thing I'd like to clarify is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive, huh? Gumshoe, you got a goods against Faraday or anything? No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing about Mr. Faraday, sir. It's a fact. You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I'm telling you, I am not lying! The more natural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know. If you want to motivate Truth, I have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? However, before warned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. Oh, you're serious, aren't you? Oh. Fine. You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little carbon practice. It was about a week ago. I saw a detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there with some pairs. Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's the salary cut for you, you nitwit." A brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation? You totally misunderstand me, pal. Ow. No matter how mad I get, I could never hold a grudge. Quiet. I can't trust anything you say. Sir. There's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed per se. True. But there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. Monsieur's perfect explanation may not be so perfect after all. Rebuttal! Ding 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 ding. A week ago, the new and Detective Gumshoe are acquaintances. Oh, no way. I only met him in person today. Then how did you know about Detective Gumshoe? Oh, I've seen him around before.
Hold it!
Mr. Faraday was upset. Yeah, you know what else? Mr. Faraday isn't exactly known to get angry often. They was totally mean I red in face. And the offended detective just stood there, pale as a ghost, like he's about to die. Just like the face he's making now, right? Oh, completely innocent, I tell you. The poor man. Oh, it was quite the same with a detective.
Hold it!
You just stood there watching this unfold in front of you.
The emoji is real.
Literally, the XD emoji is literally real in you, in Callisto U. Like, it is mental. Not in you, in you. You? No, not you, you. Whatever. Yeah, I have to say it was really enjoyable too. But that's why I saw Detective Gumshoe earlier. But you still steer clear of him? No way! I thought it was because I had something stuck in my face! What you do? Huh? What have I got stuck in my face? Let's start with your eyes, nose, mouth. Oh, and those ridiculous eyebrows. Huh? Oh man! Oh, messing with your head is just so much fun! Miss you, if you don't mind, I'd like to attend your testimony now. Sure, why not? Oh, the brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut. That's reason enough for a grudge.
Hold it!
Got a new detective salary right off the bat like that. I'm not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but is that common practice? Speaking of my cutting my salary, didn't you want to do that to me earlier too? I suppose I did. So I thought to cut a was as Detective Sally doubts the actual verse. My father can even fire anyone new or old with a snap of his fingers. Do you think maybe that's what you have the detectives to hate you people? Well, I guess they really shouldn't call people's pay. Detective Bad. Don't tell me Mr. Von Comic cut your salary earlier. You call your explanation perfect. Oh, is it not to your liking? No! Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards. Oh, is there something you want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Raise an objection. Alright, for fuck's sake. Oh. I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rill? His motive for killing Rill? Like I would know. There was no clear motive for both the murders. I know this incident would have occurred, wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? That's impossible. She must know something. Wait. Oh, can you please not glare at me like that? Oh, it makes me laugh. I didn't even do anything. You're already laughing away. Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as you see how to kill one of those two, this kind would have played out the way it did anyway. Oh? Would you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a true, perfect explanation. Perfect, please, perfect, Dad. Stop being so uptight. Is that requisite trait for being a Malcolm? Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up. I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second. Oh, well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. There's no one out there with a motive to kill Mr. Faraday and Mr. L. All you really have to establish is someone had a grudge against one of the two men. But Mr. Rell, who happened to be there, became aware of Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he's killed out of necessity, so it's a lot later they killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. There's no one out there with a grudge against both men. She's taken a hard look at the evidence of this morning's case. The second KGH incident, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member. The two men who both wound up as suspects in the case. There's someone else I'm overlooking who's somehow related to them. That is true, that is true. Miss Yu, I believe there's someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, is it because you'd rather not bring this person up? What do you mean? We're looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He is a suspect in the original KGH incident and a member of the Godopian Embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. The man who killed a member of the Godopian Embassy staff, Mr. Rill, a man who's the prosecutor of the KGH incident, Mr. Faraday. You're telling me that Mr. Cochin has no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have had a reason or two. You come for me, pal? Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect. Make no mistake about that. Perfect evidence, the perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold. But I didn't do it! You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak out. You want to investigate Cochin? You'd just be wasting your time. And why is that? Kochi was up in the viewing gallery watching to the trial, or so I was told. Every cop in this place has been keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived. And since the only real suspect we have is Detective Donishaw, I suppose so. No way! Come on, Detective Bad! You can't believe me, sir! I really was in that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step into this room, sir. Okay, then what are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? No, there's no one else, sir. Then why should I believe you didn't do it? That is... Oh dear, pardon me. That is one incredibly foolish detective. Standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself.
Big lunch with that lot of holes in jacket.
I was gonna say, lunch he is having a big lunch. He's a bit packing it, you know? Honestly, I just need to look in at something a second. Okay. Interesting. There we go. Standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's all good as a confession of guilt. I have to admit it's a bit strange. Most criminals will fabricate some sort of a lie to escape their crimes. And if the detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you would think he would at the very least offer up I spaced out while on duty, or the like. Come on, Gumshoe, time for your interrogation. Detective Bird! Mas Edras, I will go on ahead and report this to Papa. And that, as they say, is that. Right, everyone? Ho, 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 yes. I'm quite funny. Ho, ho, ho. Well, I suppose we'll both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, monsieur, there's something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? So, what do you want to ask me about? A current case of the murder of Cadopian Embassy staff member. I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG8 incident. Are they among you law enforcement types? And what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more.
Caliber, mean high precision, and they're a lot so luck.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember a vague thing about him being shot at, but being missed or something. I don't know, but there you go. Since you are directly tied to the KG8 incident, I'd appreciate it if you stop with the false accusations. This is almost useless, both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know? I do, but also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. Stop making so just see his face in front of me! If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. Oh, I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm just going to have to show her exactly how related to the KG8 incident she is. With this badge, it is a shame that you will not be able to face each other. It was to be my first trial too. Oh, is that a declaration of war? How nice it is to be young and carefree. What a nice squeaky clean badge you got yourself there. I'm jealous. I'm sure it'll clean or dull over time with experience. You see, your reputation will also time so time in it. That's not what I meant. Well, you just can't avoid some things in life. I'll never allow my badge to or my reputation to become tarnished. Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG8 incident. The files your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how related to the KG8 incident? Through the victim, right? Yeah. Your connection to the KG8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case? Oh, Lorimal. Sorry, but we're not related. Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face. Oh, Miss University, please tell me the truth. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities in the Monarch Group was my sister, CCU, as I thought. She was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial by Manny Cochin. But because she was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his life cushy life completely carefree. All because of a lack of evidence. Now, I heard the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Fowley himself at the Mr. Cochin's trial, although apparently a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence. Then the evidence has been tampered with. It's just like a criminal to do something like that. The smuggling ring began. The smuggling ring run out of the Amana Group. Oh! The smuggling ring being run out of the Amana Group by one of its secretaries. The smuggling ring begin run out of the... I was like, what? Okay, Jesus Christ. They bailed Mr. Cochin out. Turns out they're in league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know, which is why I wanted to become the last defense on this case that people are calling the second KT8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. I mean, you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently he had found out what his defense line on this case after he arrived. He figured he should say hi, and one other thing. Looks like he couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Oh boy! Oh, stop with the scary face already! Oh, it's fine, really. I can't even slap him across the face. The way she talks about something as she laughs away is kind of creepy. But it's just as Mr. Bad said, he's not related to the double murder. After random people in the gallery claimed that he was in the sea the entire time. Talking about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess it wasn't much help, huh? Well, that's not true. I'm sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life. Oh, Edward, you really are too serious for your own good. You're here to let you relax. We wouldn't want you to die as stress, would we? Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Oh, look at you, game face all ready to go. I'm making no such face. Did you know? Laughter is the best medicine, Edward. I get tired of making such a serious face all the time. I'm charged with making sure that all criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh, well.
The culprit is right in front of you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I gotta get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up. Jesus Christ. The KT8 incident and this murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus that Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly this case is far from over. But whether that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name. Or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth! To be continued. Don't worry, we're still going to carry on. just need a drink.
$4.99.
Woo! $4.99 hour. Woo! September 10th, 4:45 p.m. Just record third floor lobby. Sir, what will become of the trial on the Cadopian Embassy staff member's murder? Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely. Looks like you'll just have to wait a bit longer for your big debut. I suppose it can't be helped. The evidence of this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. So, what do you think about the murder of the Cadopian Embassy staff member? The murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell? What an outrageous circus it has all become. Ooh, my shoulder's hurting again. That Faraday brought it all upon himself, his naivete. An outrageous circus. Right, sir. I grow weary of this topic, Edgeworth. I will have you assigned to a different case. Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you? I'll consider it. Sir, if I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. The bullet's still fresh. I was going to say the bullet is still very fresh. It's only a few years old. Whatever for. Realistically, from this case, right, from the case we're currently playing in A-City Investigations, right, we have another 5 years until Von Karma gets brought to justice. Like, that's all I'm saying. Pardon me, I know that there is already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there is not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Ouch! That stung. Papa, who do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and I were competing to see who can find the real killer fast. Plus, being able to investigate real crime scene is a real rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't it be? If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Then you're allowing us to continue. In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisca, see to it that I'm not disturbed. Save the results of your competition. Yes, sir. Of course, Papa. Francisca, thank you. What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scoffy detective's lie. So that means the competition is still on. Yes, just as you wished. I couldn't let you get off so easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation over here, Mars Edwards. I know I don't have enough information yet, so my first order of business will be questioning anyone involved with this case, such as a certain detective. Oh, this guy. Hey, I can't stop the water, sir! It seems the man who was here earlier. I'm worried about drinking from it too much. Bunch of fools who pretend to not see the foolish actions of a foolish fool. Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand? As if I should have anything to do with this. Besides, that water-drinking fool's mouth is the thing that officer should be covering. Let's give that officer a description of some water gas later. She seems to have quite the clutch. It sounds to me like someone wanted a drink. It wasn't me, I tell you. I didn't do anything wrong. Yes, I understand. So let's just calm down, okay, buddy? I doubt I'll get anything used from the detective while he's this agitated. Monsieur, Oh, it's you, Edgeworth. And who are you? Well, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred from not knowing who I am. I'm Francisco von Carmen. I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means that for now you're still just another kid. In which case it's only natural if I didn't know who you are. Why are you whipping me? Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. There's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting. I'm terribly sorry, but I have a few more questions to ask of you. Look at you! Eyebrows scratched with your lines on your forehead! And to ask of you... What exactly is so funny? Oh, sorry, I just brought it in some serious atmosphere. Apparently, they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school. I feel much better now. So what is it you want to talk about? I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder. We're in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time until we heard a gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself. You're a Detective Bad. Why? Well, something to discuss, that's all. So I take it you are acquaintances with Detective Bad. Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG8 incident. Detective Bad is also related to that incident? That's right, he was the one who's supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've heard of the KG8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, monsieur? The victim in that case, CCU, is my little sister. You're making us so serious face again. I'm fine, really. I'm just making a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him. The way she talks about doing that, the way she talks about doing it, she lets away is kind of creepy. Speaking of Mr. Bad, me here, Mr. Faraday, say they bad out just about every single time the other girls made a move. It was practically a given. The two meet up at every one of the crime scenes. I see. He did mention that he is in charge of the Atagarasu investigation earlier. Well, maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Atagarasu in more detail. You claim that at the time of the murder you were Detective Bad. Don't you liars usually discuss the trial of your... to try to discuss the trial of your clients because he says... We do, and that's what I was planning to do. Mr. Friday's being rather threatening. He drove Mr. Well away. After that, Mr. Bad came to lobby number 1, so he just stayed there and talked. And what did you tell the Detective Bad about? Nothing interesting. He just sorted him some. Tell him how the job is going, and then I sorted him some more. But when she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred, so I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or number 2. I see. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Macrell. Now, your client first claimed to be the Atagarasu, is that correct? Yeah. Once I heard there was a Atagarasu that made off with the evidence from KG8, I began to ask Mr. Rell all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rell was not the Atagarasu. He just made that up. He made it up? Mr. Rell's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there's no footage of his sneaking into the Cadopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then you mean to say that you know that he was not the Atagarasu, and that he was just another cold-blooded killer, and that you were ready to defend him? Yeah, that's right. I see. So defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job it is to cover for criminals. Phoenix just comes along and just goes, objection! Nuh-uh, Mr. Edgeworth. The fuck you mean, nuh-uh? That's why defense lawyers are totally detestable, but say I know about Ross Von Connors. I don't believe you're so serious. Why do you say that this is something really worth being serious about? Mr. Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. But I still have the leads regarding KG8 citizens, right? And for that you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer? Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. You know I had to get close to Mr. Rowles to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him ever. So he does suggest I was going to. I'm sorry. Forgive my rashness. Monsieur, I was wondering if you could tell me about the Atagarasu. The Atagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about that character myself. Oh, really? But I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them. Requests from companies. The Atagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. Alright then, perhaps the Atagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives. You're not very funny. Or really are you, little Miss Van Karma? Francisca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully or maybe soon by... No! There, I chose carefully, just like you wanted. Just now it's hilarious, old Missy. Of course it was. What's wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? And so in the end, what is the Atagarasu? I have to say, I'd never even heard of this thief when I was in Germany. The Atagarasu deals in information, mainly digging out dirt about background dealings and the like of companies. The Atagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like another criminal to me. I suppose you could put it that way too. Either way, I get a lot more clients now, thanks to that thief. Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. I suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I shall move on to speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Detective Gumshoe? Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. Yelch! As am I. Don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear my honor as a detective, I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you. Have a heart, pal. But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is. That's right. Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get a real killer for me, will you? I would have done so had you not requested me to, detective. So you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? Why did you make him so angry? I just had Detective Bauer the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because my very first day as a detective, I reported at my usual spot in the criminal affairs department. Oh, my usual post, not spot. By the time I got down to criminal affairs, I was really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech. I remember doing the exact same thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wanted to go to my old classroom. How pathetic, the detective to comparable to a mere school child. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, when did you receive the order to do so, and from whom? Earlier, around 3:20, and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn, so I was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday. And yet something did happen to him, correct? Looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign him to your guard duty. Ow! Your words sting worse than your whip, pal. So is Detective Bad who wanted him to stand guard, huh? Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal. In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying a personage. Wait! You can't do that! There's nothing of any particular value here.
Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so, you know.
And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket?
Yeah, hands off, pal.
Just show it to us all, Andy.
Yeah.
Annual bonus check within. $5 total. Except there's no check inside.
You've had your luck, now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. I just can't even cash it out today. Literally no cash on me up until I did, you know. So that envelope is really special to me. Now get it back.
You don't need rubbish like this, don't we? We'll sort it away for later.
How could you?
I'm sorry, but I need to take him for questioning now. I think I've asked him about just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there's one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I asked you to wait a second. I still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. I want to confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct?
No one's thinking about it, pal.
And you're also claiming that no one passed through the hallway either. Is that also correct?
Yep, not even a single ant passed through the hall while I was on duty.
You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself.
Oh? Oh. Well, it's true. I didn't see anyone go through the hallway and I didn't hear anything else, pal. But I could have found a way to kill two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine.
So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. Why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. Hi, Kay! How you doing?
You!
No, not you, you.
No!
Why did she get... Boy, I gave you $1 earlier. I hope you're happy. How could you not notice that coming? Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier?
Thanks, this is definitely needed.
Kids can sometimes be so cruel. It looks like she dropped something. Swiss roll. Okay, maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead. I believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. I believe I've asked all that I need out of this man. Now to Detective Bad and the judge. Got Palm, who is correct. The judge is that scrub face, right? I suppose we should suspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 next then. Suppose so. Should we head on over, Francisca? Oh! Ooh! I am the judge! Judge! Da-da-da. This must be the judge's desk. You can tell by the gavel sitting on top. I dream once I was being squashed from above by this gavel. It was such a weakling Mars edge was. You have no idea how frightening it was. Ugh. It's the defense attorney's bench. I'd probably be standing on the side of the courtroom if that incident hadn't happened. No! Oh, poor Edward's dad. Lately, the more wrinkly your face becomes, the less I'm able to read what you're thinking. Well, I'll have you know I don't have a single wrinkle upon my youthful brow. Any day now, we're taking my rightful place behind this bench. By that time, I should already be standing there. It'd be downright disgraceful if I beat you to it or did. That would happen, Francisca. I'll eat my cravat. Behind each bench. There we go.
That's all I wanted. Yes, I know, I'm sad. So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if you have any other questions. Anytime, detective. Now, if you excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Oh, well, you prosecutor, Mr. Von Karma recommended, right?
My name is Mars Edgeworth, Your Honor. And I'm Manfred Von Karma's daughter, Franziska Von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor.
I see, Mr. New Prosecutor recommended. Yeah,
What was that?
I see, Mr. Prosecutor. Mr. New Prosecutor recommended by Von Karma, Mars Edgeworth, and Miss I bit my tongue.
Are you alright, Are you alright, Your Honor? Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine. Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title.
Oh, very well then. I should call on Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth.
Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now, about your earlier testimony.
Yes, what about it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw.
All right, and all it's my duty to clarify my testimony as defender of the law.
I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out the detective's exact movements. Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions, if you don't mind. It doesn't help, it doesn't have a lot of light, but it's light nonetheless. Where were you at most of the time of the murder?
Did you do this arrest me or something?
No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor.
Very well, you may continue with the testimony.
Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after, you idiot.
Oh, yes, I had no idea you were testing out to me on my testimony. I'm quite confused. I've never been on this angle before.
Anyway, I'm beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge.
Well, let's see here. Now, enough of the put this. To be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. You go take a look through the window at the edge. There we go. At the edge of the hall, you'll see a small window. Within that window is an even smaller window. And that even smaller window is a banana. Within that banana is a small window. Within that window is a small little family cottage, with a small little family living out the best of their lives, having fun, going to school, and following their dreams. Within that cottage is a small little window. In other words, there are many, many small windows. Oh, and you can also see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. It's also called a time paradox. Well, not a time paradox. It's Twilight Zone time paradox. It's a paradox or something, I don't know. Anyway, in other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. Well, I was going into the restroom, that detective comes with it. Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines buying something from it. However, and this I couldn't believe when I was about to exit the restroom, there's not a soul in the hallway anymore.
Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain to me rationally.
Oh, sorry, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious, that's what I finally own, Judge Instinct, isn't it? Although, well, because the murders occurred, I just thought I rushed it off.
Apparently, this judge didn't understand the concept of staying calm. That's probably what I'm going to find out from His Honor.
Mr. Edgeworth, may we return to my own duties now?
Yes, I'm sorry to hold you up. I give you a cooperation, Your Honor.
Oh, any time, Mr. Edgeworth, any time.
The judges in this country seem rather friendly. Yes, if I'm not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. No signs of this fire extinguisher is used in the crime. You could already tell from a distance, then why are you wasting your time examining it? Is this killer not trying to rush absolute genius? He's making the most ridiculous-looking face. Nostalgic? That may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose. I suppose, but from uncommon evidence, he's already seen the Kaizen evade. Of course, at any rate, this poster seems to be of no use to us right now. Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope, just fingerprints of those involved in the case, sir. I guess we know all the players in this case then, huh? It would appear that way, but I have a nagging feeling that we're missing something. I suspect what we're missing is hiding right here in this crime scene somewhere. Did you find something, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more. There's no one working in this crime scene who is in a total race of living tissue. Unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we can deem useful here. It appears as this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods, including a Swiss roll. Just lovely. Well, what do you think of next? Try to pay a jerk in court likes these beef jerks. 1 packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk. 1.5 pint for $7. Ooh. Stay neutral as the Swiss store until the end of these. For $6. They're awfully overpriced. The lineup is simply awful, period. Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll is a little girl adopted from this machine. I was wondering about that myself. Stay neutral as the Swiss store until the end of these. End of what? Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. I suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess. Can't eat during a trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh? I wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They would come in packs of 2, after all. We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me. If you want, we can pool our money and buy a snack together. If I had to split it with you, then I don't want it. I already checked this area. Okie dokie. Oh, I'll talk to you yet. I wonder since I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. So that window on the other side belongs to the men's restroom. I can't see it. At your height, I'm not surprised. I guess short people have feelings too. The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel they can pick up such comparatively large objects of their size. Well, if you want to carry the mighty uncommon name and not be squashed to death, you'd better work extra hard just like these ants. The saying goes for you, Francisca. What's this? It's a pink little piece of trash made of rubber, otherwise known as a balloon. I feel like I've seen something like this before. Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact is there is a little running loose inside this courthouse. Simply unforgivable. It's you! It's not like it was I who littered. Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin. Yeah. What's the matter? I pricked myself on one of the cactus's needles. I don't think the needles on this thing would be so sharp. Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be? Anyways, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case. Do you really think so? Oh? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. Oh, well, I look forward to our explanation on how exactly it is related. There's pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. I believe this is a piece of popped balloon. I suppose that's possible. The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus. That would be a logical conclusion, yes. What are these black speckles? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away. Oh, that detective, he claims that not a single ant saved by him. Yes, there's a whole hill of them. What are you hitting me for? As replacements for the pathetic detective. Perhaps I should have added this deduction to the detective's growing tab of piglets. Anyway, I wonder what the ants are eating. And the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate and a Swiss roll. Mars Edgeworth. This courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times.
No, it wasn't me that dropped food on the ground.
The courthouse must be kept clean. The dirt on this bench, it smells like some sort of sweet substance. I can't believe there's someone going to Dirty's courthouse. For shame. Calm down, Francisca, and I'll take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you? I suppose it could be, which means that perhaps you can lift the prints of the person who soiled this bench. I see, and then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob. You there! The tab. Fucking hell, I cannot speak today. The lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir, yes, sir. I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong to? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. Oh? Interesting. Good work, officer. And there you have it. Yes, I suppose so. Now he knows the identity of the person who dirtied the bench. I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. These bites of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll? A Swiss roll arrived at a courthouse cellar scene like that. It may not seem like the right venue, however, it is being sold right over there. The vending machine? Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss don't to the end of these. 2 over $6? Talk about expensive. Even though that it's on its own expensive side, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from a Swiss roll that was purchased from this machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now. Naturally, up to all I'm here, aren't I? Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And then made it levitate! I mean, look at that, you cannot tell me that's levitation powers! That is levitation powers, look at him! He is a magic detective! As he ate, he dropped it on the floor inside the bench. Oh, how could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable! Don't you dare whip me again, it wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought this first roll. That creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts. A contradiction there. I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. Is this what somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold? As Detective Gumshoe's finances, he sent that until this morning he didn't have even a single penny on his personage. Just how poor is that guy? But if his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor. Meaning Scarfy must have bought a pack somehow. Indeed. Our detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is, how? Now, how is what we're going to find out in the next episode. I think that's a very good place to leave up for today. But if you guys did enjoy this episode, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. It really, really does help. Click on that icon down below to be notified when a live stream or upload a video. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye!